In the previous episode, Jerome was so angry with Nicholas that Jerome left the house. Nicholas doesn't trust Ava and defends Esme, much to her dismay. In this week's episode, General Hospital spoilers Ava leaving may prompt Nicholas to be enchanted by Esme. Esme is trying to woo those who Nicholas so that he and Ava break up. Ava losing her temper over Esme could lead to her and Nicholas going to divorce. What will happen? G.H. Audingtons know well that Nicholas is smart and scheming, and in the past, to avoid being hunted, he faked his death, and only recently returned. But when Esme appeared, Nicholas was very blind, and no longer as lucid as before. The G.H. audience was very surprised by the G.H. scriptwriter. Acting like Ava is also the way that the G.H. audiences think. How can I accept that my husband does not trust me? Nicholas used to be very pampered with Ava, and since Esme's appearance, every argument has been continuously happening. The G.H. audience was also very angry at Nicholas's actions. And if Ava doesn't keep her cool and go back home, they might actually get a divorce. And Nicholas spent every day with Esme and listened to her temptations. Perhaps Ava would soon find Nicholas and Esme in bed if she didn't return. And Nicholas is now too blind, and Ava must find another way to bring Nicholas to his senses. Did Nicholas and Ava get divorced? Will he continue to be tricked by Esme? Before, when Spencer objected to his relationship with Ava, he chose Ava and Cold War with his son. So far, they have not really reconciled. What made Nicholas change like that? Why did he blindly trust Esme over his wife? Esme must execute Ryan's plan to flirt with Nicholas. She comes up with various flirting schemes, including putting him in bed. And before that, Esme thought it would be very difficult to break Nicholas and Ava. But this time it seemed different from Esme's expectations, and she didn't expect that things would be easier than she thought. Esme is gradually bewitching Nicholas, so she has a lot of tricks, and more advantage than his mercy. Nicholas seemed to be losing his mind, not paying attention to the words that Ava told him, and he trusted Esme's innocent appearances. Esme's plan became increasingly easy to execute before Nicholas's actions. And Ava runs away from the home, leaving Nicholas's need for love unresolved. This would leave him vulnerable to Esme's hands, and she uses to make Nicholas quickly fall into a trap. Ava and Nicholas will most likely divorce if Nicholas agrees to go to bed with Esme, and Spencer would leave when Esme gave him a horn to sleep with, his father again. Spencer and Esme are still stressed, so Esme comes up with a plan to get pregnant, and if this is true, then Spencer will try to restore their feelings to give their children a happy family. And he doesn't want his child to be disadvantaged and hurt when he grows up. Although Spencer no longer loves Esme much, he would be responsible if Esme had children. Spencer wants her child to have both parents because when she was young, Spencer lacked mother's love, but he also promised Esme to take full responsibility and marry Esme when they have children. That was just Spencer's pure thoughts. And although Esme desperately wanted to be with Spencer, without warning, she was forced to carry out Ryan's plans. Esme must bring Ava back to Ryan. Then she can think about her own business, more than Spencer. Esme wanted to have a family with her father.